Howdy, folks, and welcome back. Hope you're all blessed and doing okay out there. Well, for today's video, I present to you Milwaukee Road 1850 to 1960 photo archive. Now, I'll be honest, guys, I'm not too familiar with the Milwaukee Road or its history, but I'll tell you what I do know, as always. Let's take a look and see what this one has to offer. So, the Milwaukee Road was one of the best roads we had in the country, named after Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where Happy Days supposedly was filmed, one of my favorite shows. There's the preface and introduction, and one of their famous passenger trains. The Milwaukee Road began life like everybody else back in the 1800s. And was a small company. And in fact, the Milwaukee Road's not even the real name of the railway. It was really the Milwaukee, St. Paul, and Sault Ste. Marie, I think. Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul. I forget, guys. I'm sorry. Correct me in the comments if I got the name wrong. So they began with American types and small locomotives. And they were a small company at the time. That would eventually thrive and get a bit bigger. As time went on and the trains got more modern, so did they. This here highlights how the trains began. Remember, this is back in the 1800s. Such a beautiful locomotive, the American type, I say. Men working for the railroad right there. Take a picture of some guys sitting on a switcher there. I apologize for the lack of narration, guys. It's been a while since I've seen this book, but I have read it. There's one of the seamen just pulling onto a turntable, it looks like. One of the early passenger cars they had. That's an unusual looking engine, looks kind of European. I don't recognize it, to be honest, guys. There's a hand car there. An American type with a snowplow. I've never seen one before. Oh my, it looks like a wreck. Well, those happened back then. There's another switcher right there and a passenger car. Very nice. Probably the most famous train they ran would be known as the Hiawatha, and later the Olympian Hiawatha. These trains were beautiful and luxurious. Another wreck. Oh my. Ah, there's some of the wait staff getting ready to serve some food, it looks like. They had good places to eat back in the old days. This is showing some of the industry I believe the Milwaukee Road had and operated through. Again, it's been a long time since I've seen this book. People were proud of their job back in the old days to work for the railway. Oh. Looks like some work is going on in these two pictures. You don't get scenes like this anymore, guys. Okay, there's a couple of electrics there. They had some pretty cool electric locomotives too, including the EP5, this thing here, I forget what it's called, and of course, the bipolar. I'm sorry, the Little Joe. There's the bipolar. These were some of the best electric locomotives ever built, and they were also very quiet. Plus, they were the inspiration for a lot of Lionel's template trains back in the day. Another group of men and several folks on the railway back in those days. These pictures are good, but at the same time, kind of sad. Because we may never know the names of the people who worked for these railways back then. It would be nice if we did. Now there's some of the Pacifics they had. Very nice. Some of the smaller engines too. That's an unusual looking engine right there. It's probably a shop locomotive. Ah, there's the Hiawatha Atlantic. One of my personal favorites. A beautiful engine. When Lionel made this, it looked amazing and just so realistic. It was beautiful. These are some of the best steam engines ever built and some of the fastest. Just gorgeous all around. These were designed by an industrial designer by the name of Otto Kohler. There's the Milwaukee Road's S3 Northern type. There's a few left, including 261, which is operational. Several steam engines featured in these pictures here. There's the Hiawatha F7 Hudson. The Atlantic was called the A2, I believe. Again, this was train travel at its finest back in those days. Too bad it's not the 1920s anymore. To go back in time. There's the bipolar again. Very nice. The old Milwaukee Road was quite a railroad. Oh, there's a Pacific right there. There's some of their diesels right there and more of their steam engines. Now this was a unique passenger car they had, the observation car. What made it cool was you could look behind somebody at the scenery and still carry on a conversation. Out of all the observation cars I have seen, and I've seen some pretty good ones, that one has got to be my favorite. Just a unique set of windows. They even had doodle bugs. Now, I forget what that's called, but that's my favorite diesel the Milwaukee Road had. Just a gorgeous design with the chrome on the front and streamlining. Just wonderful. There's an 060 right there. Very nice. There's one of their long dome cars they had on the Hiawatha. Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Paul, and Pacific, I believe, was the name of the actual Milwaukee Road, the full name anyway. Look at this stuff. It's really cool, guys.